Right, today we are going to do something a little bit different. It's all Pinzgauer related. This bit of kit here that we have is a piece of equipment for the Pinzgauer. It's one of the regular service items that would be in it. This is just arrived sealed, so we're going to open it up and we'll see all the goodies that are included in it. So this is a vehicle intercom system, big green box, and what it does is it controls radio systems within the vehicle, but also lets you talk between the other people in the vehicle and lets you pipe in other audio and communication stuff. So we'll open it all up and we'll see what's involved. So I've bought this brand new off eBay. It's been opened and inspected by the person sending it out, which you kind of expect. So let's see what's in here. Lots and lots of bits of paper and things like that. So what we have here. First of all, we've got operating instructions, really handy. And then we've got fitting instructions for all different vehicles, so that it's fitted a standard bit of kit into Humvee, Amcat, Land Cruiser, Wimmick Land Rover, Pinzgauer 4x4 and Pinzgauer 6x6. Okay, I've currently got one of these systems in the Pinzgauer. However, the one that's in it, I bought as a faulty display item, and it's only the green box. So we need all the rest of these ancillaries. It was better just to buy a brand new working one, and then we're all up and running. So a laminated card with where it goes on the different vehicles and also how to wire it in. The wire instructions are the same as the one that I got with my other one, and it's all really good kit, and a description card of where all the different sockets and operating instructions. That's kind of condensed version of this booklet by the looks of it, with the same bits of kit in there. Right, so what else do we have in this box? It looks like there's loads and loads and loads of stuff. First of all, this is the power cable. The good thing about this system is it comes 24 and 12 volt. So depending on the type of vehicle you have, you could wire it into either. It's just a case of connecting up the right cable, and they're labelled. So the red one's 28 volt, the blue one's 14 volt, and the black one's the earth. So that's going to be really handy for when we put that in. That's going to get soldered into a 2-pin Clansman power supply plug, which is a bit different from the instructions that you get with this, that say it should be wired into a cigarette lighter, but I'm going to wire it slightly more permanently, and it saves me having a cigarette lighter plug running from behind the driver and passenger seat into the cigarette lighter on the dash. So power cable, decent long length. We'll have to see how much of that cable we need to use. Obviously I'll only be wiring up the 0 and 28 volt wires on that, and we'll insulate all the 12 volt one up so that it doesn't interfere with anything else. So that's first cable. Second cable is 6-pin to 7-pin connection, Clansman or Bowman style. These will be the cables for connecting up ancillary devices to this, and we'll go into that a bit more when we get on to the actual box, the box of tricks. Put that one back in the bag. Next one along. They're all in individual Ziploc bags. So that's again a 6-pin to 7-pin connection. Same cable. 2 more cables here. It's 6-pin one end, and it's an interesting cable the other end. I believe this has got various different connections for various different types of radios, and it'll control and let you broadcast and listen to all the different types. I believe this is one of the American systems that lets you talk to aircraft in the combat situation. Obviously, some of these, all these features on these radios, you're not actually allowed to use in Civvy Street, and that is an identical. So there's 2 of those cables there. Right. Next piece we'll go on to, right? We'll go into the main box. So we'll pull the main box out. So this is the main intercom system box. Lots of gauges and switches on it. However, they're all a bit surplus to requirements when we're all up and running properly with all the correct kit plugged into it. So on the front you've got controls for 4 different sets of headsets which plug in the bottom, and each radio can communicate. Each headset can communicate with any one of 5 radios. Okay, 4 radios that plug into this side, and an inbuilt radio that's on the top here, which connects to the PRR system, which is the small radios that you carry each individual soldier, and that means that the vehicle can talk to its demounted troops when they get off. Power supply goes in the top here, so that's our cable. This cable goes in there, and an earth onto the frame of the vehicle. And then on the left hand side, we've also got a loudspeaker socket that lets us plug in to an external loudspeaker. And also on this side we've got an auxiliary input socket, and that'll let us put in an audio feed into there. And what's even suggested in the instruction is that can take a tape deck or a CD player or anything else like that. And that's probably how I'm going to wire in the audio car stereo into the vehicle, so that you can hear it with the headsets on while you're driving. It's a revision 2 one, so it's the updated model. The one I've got just now is the older version, and like I say, it's faulty, and it was diagnosed as not working a long time ago. So we'll see how. I haven't even had a chance to test that because I don't have a power cable for it. So we'll get this put in at the end of the video, and we'll then get up to see where we're at. So we'll set that to the side. Like I say, this will take 4 different sets of headsets. Get this out here. Here's one of the headsets. Okay. They look really comfy headsets. They're noise cancelling. To get that noise cancelling to work, well, they basically act as an ear defender without any power to them. But if we put a couple of batteries into the headset in here, there's a cap here that unscrews. Right, we put a couple of AAA batteries in there, and then it's got a couple of microphones and things on the front that'll pick up your ambient noise from around about you, and let you hear that despite the noise cancelling. So it's a really technical set of headsets. Boom mic there, and these headsets don't directly plug into the intercom system. Okay, they've got to go via a Pressel switch, and we'll just do that back up just a second. Loads of adjustment in the headsets. They're just like the MOD ear defenders. Loads of adjustment in them. When you've got them on, they're almost completely cancelled out, and we've got a boom mic in there that'll let you talk to any of the radio systems, but it'll also let you talk on the intercom between the rest of the people. And like we say, this is going to plug into a Pressel switch, which is separate from the controller. So that's one headset. Okay. Each of the headsets comes with their own set of instructions in the pack. So here we are, how to clean them, how to install the batteries in them, all that good stuff. So 4 identical sets of what they call assault headsets. They say on the side of them that they're designed specifically to work with this intercom system. Okay. Set 4 there. So we've got 4 sets of those, and then the last set of things that's in the box, and we'll lift the box out of the way, is our Pressel switches. So the Pressel switches, they come in 2 different styles, one with short cable, one with 2 short cable and 2 long cable. The short cable one would be for the driver and co-driver, and the long cables will be for the people in the back of the vehicle so that they can move about a bit freely. Okay, so short cable, it's about 1 meter long with the spring coil in there. This is the end that plugs directly into the intercom system, and the Pressel socket on the top for the headsets to go into. So we'll just demonstrate with this one. Okay, so it goes straight in there like that. So that's headset all the way to the box. Okay, our Pressel here. Okay, a 2-way switch. You pull it towards you, towards the TX, and that lets you transmit on whatever radio you have this dial set to, A through to E, which means you don't need to be anywhere near the box. You don't need to touch any of the things on there. This will automatically let you choose which radio you want to talk to, A, B, C, or D, or E, which is the PRR on the top. And then if you flick the Pressel the other way, okay, to the IC, that opens the intercom channel and will let you talk on the intercom to any and all of the people within the vehicle who've got the intercom headsets on. Okay. And we've also got a volume control on there. It tells you to put them on quite low and then turn them up to your desired level as you require, just so you don't deafen yourself at any point. And headsets are easily removable and replaceable. Yeah, so that's the short cable one. If I open up one of the long cable ones, we'll see that one. Okay, so exactly the same Pressel box, okay, with a clip on the back.
Could you try again?
Exactly the same Pressel switch on the back, clip on the back, but we've got a much longer cable now. We'll just have a look at the length of this. So one, oh, we're all in a tangle. There we go. Right, so we've got 1, 2, 3. So that's about a 4-meter cable. So that'll pretty much stretch everywhere in the whole of the Pinzgauer internally. So that's good bit of kit. And there's a hole through the bulkhead for this cable to come through from the rear of the vehicle into the front of the vehicle. And you'll see what we mean when we go and have a look at where the current one's placed. Yeah, so 2 of the long cable ones, 2 of the short cable. Like I say, short cable for the driver and co-driver, and the 2 long cables for in the back of the vehicle. So we'll have a bit more of a look at this. We'll fit the batteries and things to the headsets so they're all up and running, and we'll go from there. Right, so you see we've got everything laid out here. We've got our 4 headsets, we've got our 4 press holes, our main control unit, our power supply here, and we've got our radio ancillary units over there, which we're not going to deal with just now. So just a bit of an idea of how things work. We've got a set of batteries here. Each of the 4 headsets takes 2 AAA batteries. So I've got a little 10 pack here of AAA batteries, and we'll use most of these. If we get our headsets here, on the back of the headset we've got a screw cap. We undo that. They're quite fiddly for a reason. Right, we go in there, and if we get a set of our instructions, okay, so it tells you to put the first one in negative first. Let the nose go down, and then put the second in positive first. Right, and that puts the battery in place. The cap is attached to the headset, so you can't lose them. And there we have that screwed back up, installed properly. There we go. And then that headset will now let you, with the 3 switches that are on the side of it, there's an on-off one in the middle which powers it on and off obviously, and then volume control up and down, and that doesn't change the volume of the radio system, that changes the volume of the ambient noise that you can hear in the background. So at the minute, hello? Right, so at the minute I've got that turned on. I can hear a slight hiss through that, which is letting me hear some ambient noise. It amplifies your own voice if you have it turned up. So I've got it turned up there. I'm actually louder in my head than I normally would be, so I've turned that down a bit. And that's letting me hear ambient noise with direction as well. So that's quite a smart bit of kit in there. And that's without being plugged into the main unit as well. So yeah, so that's a really cool bit of kit. We'll put the rest of the batteries in the other 3. We'll zip through that because they're putting batteries in things not very interesting. So we'll fast forward through that. Right, so there we have all 4 sets of batteries installed in the 4 systems. What we'll do now is we'll have a look at how the rest of the system plugs together. We've got one of our pressels here. Like we saw earlier, the headset goes into the pressel. There's only one way it can go, and there's a couple of red marks to match them up. So we'll just do that with all of the 4 sets. There we go. So we've got our 4 sets with our 4 pressels, and then they would then go into our crew slots on the bottom of the box down here. As with all military radio plugs, there's only one way around that they can go in. So as you can see, this is going to be quite a complex box when it comes to cables and wires and things. This is the power cable. This is going to end up in the top up here. Again, that can only go in one way around. There we go. So that would go in, and we'll get our other end wired in there, and we'll do a short clip on that soldering process. There'd be an earth strap plugged in, and then there'd be our 4 radios on here, an intercom, a speaker running out there, and then any supply plug can go into this space in here. We've not got the power on just now, obviously. So we'll have a look at that in the vehicle in just a minute. We'll have a look at where they're positioned first, and then we'll put this one in the place of the old one that I've got fitted, the non-working one, and we can then look at getting it all wired up and see if we can get it working today. Right, so we're going to look inside the Pinzgauer now. And you'll see behind the passenger seat here, this is my non-working one that I've got installed just now. So we're going to be taking this one out, and we're going to really quickly just directly replace that one with our new version that should be brand new out the box and working, but we'll test that once we've got it in. I'm just going to very slightly change this setup. I'm going to take this air strap and I'm going to fit the box and then see where I can get the air strap to fit better than that one was. That one was bending the position, bending the corner up here. So my hope is, yeah, that works. That we can screw the air strap on again through the top of the system. Right, so there we have installed. Right, so we're going to cut this here and then we'll go and do some soldering and wiring to make our cable that goes from our power supply here to our Clansman electrical box, which we have just here with the red cap on it. Right, so what we're going to do next is we're going to solder our cable here onto our power supply plug for the vehicle. This is an off-cut one I've used from somewhere else. We're just going to strip back a little bit of this wire so we've got something to solder to. Need a sharper knife. There we go. Strip a bit off the end of these two wires. Okay, so this is blue and brown. Okay, as it is, the blue wire on this 2-pin cable is the earth and the brown is the 24-volt supply. So our black's going to solder to our blue and our red's going to solder to our brown. Okay, soldering iron's on and warming up. I've got a bit of solder here and we're just going to see if she's warmed up enough. Not yet. Getting there, right? So we're putting some solder on our wires so that we've got something to stick to. Okay, we're not using the blue wire on our new power supply cable, so that's going to get tucked out of the way and not used, and we're going to try as much as possible to cover over our joints using shrink as much as possible. So we'll put red on our red wire and some black on our black wire. Right, so we're attaching our red wires together and our black and blue wires together. So that's that attached there. Let it cool down a bit, and we're going to put our shrimp wrap casings just horrible. Shrink wrap casings over there, and using a hot air gun. Shrink them together, and then I'm going to fold this blue wire out the way on itself. Shrink that up there. Excellent. Happy with that. Right, so we should now have a 24 volt supply here through to our 24 volt supply, which will go into our machine. Right, so let's go and connect that up. So back in the truck, we take our wire here, connect that up to our power supply over there, and I'll tidy the wires up at a later date, but that's then going to be our power supply that goes into very tight plug. There we go. So that's us now got power, should be to our radio system. We'll need to get the headsets connected up next. Right, okay, so I've jumped in the other side. I've brought the two headsets with the short cables. So this will be the driver and co-driver setups. Okay, and they're going to go into our position 1 down here. Position 2. Go. So we shall see how this system works. Right, so we've got a radio and we've got our two headsets here. I'll put this on. So between all the headsets, when they're on Intercom, we can hear what we're saying. When they're on Intercom, then you can hear even louder. Ambient noise is just about all cancelled. If I turn that on and up, I can hear all the ambient noise from the street outside quite loudly and clearly. So yeah, a really interesting set of kit. So yeah, this will probably live here for the driver, and this one will live for the co-driver. Yeah, they turn off dead quick. They've got an automatic shut off for the microphone system, the ambient noise. So that all shuts itself off after 4 hours if it hasn't been used. And we'll get this all set up. One of the main reasons for me doing this is Pinzgauers have a reputation for being a little bit squealy as they're going along the road, so I wanted to cancel out some of the noise and also be able to hear and have a conversation with people in the vehicle. We'll be able to have a conversation with people in the back. Our two holes here, they'll be where our extra two headset come through, and we'll be able to have all that conversation. Whether it works with all the different radio systems, that's yet to still be decided. And I'm also going to use it for when I'm displaying the vehicle. I'll have it playing so that you could put the headsets on and you could hear the different sets of audio that would come through the different radio sets, and that'll probably be from an MP3 or something, or a CD stored in a tape deck or in a car stereo. That'll be wired into the main truck. So yeah, really impressed with the set system. It's definitely working in the intercom setup. We'll have to have a look and see how it works with the PRR radios that I can get from availability to me, and we will have a look and see how they all fit together and work together, and that'll be quite an interesting experiment to have. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and we'll hope to see you again soon.